What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with Patriot Outpost, and 2 days ago, Donald Trump appeared on the Full Send podcast, and it went absolutely viral, getting over 6 million views in less than 24 hours. But unfortunately, and very predictably, if I go to this video right now and click on it, because I want to watch it, I want to see what the president said, I can't see it anymore. This video has been removed for violating YouTube's community guidelines. And if I go back to Full Send Podcast on Twitter, YouTube has removed the Trump episode. And you can see now they have a warning there for violating their misinformation policy. And when I said it was predictable, it's because we all understand that big tech has completely been corrupted by far left-wing activists, just like the mainstream media has. The censorship is off the charts, and they can't have Donald Trump appearing somewhere and just speaking his mind on a big tech platform. That is not allowed. You want to have a bunch of actual misinformation out there, whether it's regarding Ukraine and Russia, whether it's regarding COVID or the actual election, whatever it may be, that's fine. But when Donald Trump gets up there and says something, no, he has to be removed from the platform because it's just not safe. This is insane. Nelk Boys Donald Trump podcast removed by YouTube after 24 hours. The Nelk Boys have had their Donald Trump episode of the Full Send podcast removed from YouTube after 24 hours, and it's just as the former president apparently predicted. He told them, Donald Trump told them, I wish we could play a lot of it now. We obviously can't because it's been taken down. But Trump told them, they're probably going to take this down. They're probably going to hit you guys for this. And that's exactly what they did. Over the last few years, the Nelk Boys have made waves on YouTube due to their wild and trend-setting videos, but more recently, they started making waves with their Full Send show. And yeah, they've had big guests on there. They've had Dana White on there, several other people, but Donald Trump is pretty much as big as it gets. Trump's appearance on the March 10th episode set the internet ablaze as he discussed his time in office and what he's been doing since. However, if you want to watch it, you're not going to find it on YouTube. And we do have Kyle from Full Send Podcast right here says, YouTube has deleted our Trump episode that had over 5 million views in 24 hours. Crazy. And you see Rumble in the replies, ready when you are. I am on Rumble. I put stuff on Odyssey and YouTube and on Rumble as well. So wherever you want to follow me, you'll be able to find it. So make sure you go and follow me on those alternate platforms as well if you're watching on YouTube. But back to the article here. Shortly after the takedown was issued, the former president appeared on Fox News to discuss what had happened and even gave a shout out to the YouTubers for having him on there. And this is on Hannity. So let's listen to Sean Hannity's intro and to Donald Trump explaining this.
You may not know it yet, but you were on the Full Send podcast for an hour. You made them #1 on all of YouTube podcasts. You reached over nearly 6 million views, and then immediately YouTube removed the video. I guess if your name's Donald Trump, you get canceled. If you're an Ayatollah in Iran and you threaten to wipe Israel off the map, you don't get canceled. Maybe you can explain that to me.
Well, it's the Nelk Boys, and I was asked to do that by a tremendous guy named Dana White, Dana White of UFC, and he said, would you do an interview with them? And they're hot as a pistol, and they have, I guess, the top show or something. And so I did it, and we had a lot of fun. It was a half hour or so, and it became very much a sensation. I guess they had 6 million hits in a very short period of time. It was the #1 they've ever done. And then I told them, I said, don't worry, it'll be taken down because I'm doing it. It'll be taken down. We talked about very good.
And then that's exactly what happened. He knew because Donald Trump has been deplatformed so many places. And one of the criticisms I had of the Trump presidency in general was the lack of action on online censorship. I think that non-traditional media sources were a big reason that Donald Trump did get elected in 2016. And I think there were a lot of people in the mainstream media, a lot of people in big tech who are committed to not letting that happen again, to try to silence voices, to try to throttle traffic to a lot of different sites that helped get the word out about the truth about what was going on in the election. And I think the fact that so many people got censored, you couldn't talk about the election, you couldn't talk about this, you couldn't talk about that, and they even deplatformed Donald Trump himself. I imagine if he had to do it all over again, like so many of us were screaming in the beginning, he probably would have taken more action against online censorship. But let's let Trump continue.
Things, we talked about a lot of policy, good policies, including energy independence and all of that. And I just heard a little while ago they got taken down. This is not a free press. big tech is a disaster, and our country is a much different place. What they're doing is really terrible. This is what they do in Russia. You know, if you look at Russia, Russia doesn't know. The people in Russia, they don't even know that they're fighting a war with Ukraine because they have no press. Well, we don't have a press either. We don't have a press either when they can do that. We had a very good conversation. 4 young guys, great people, great, and, you know, hot show. Dana White only knows about hot. And this was the best show they've done, I guess, in terms of views by many times. And they actually took it down. And really what it is, Sean, is they've taken away the voice of the people.
The voice of the people. He's 1,000% right. Josh Denny puts out, the boys over at Full Send Podcast did an amazing interview with Trump, and he predicted it would get removed. It did, because this is Bob Menery saying the country's fallen apart. Our interview's been deleted after being one of the most popular podcast videos in the history of time. I'm out. This is sad. And I mean, they still do have some of these clips up here of Donald Trump talking about Ukraine, Donald Trump talking about Russia, and now, you know, Putin was never going to do anything like this when he was in office. This is part of the reason they don't want this out there, because they realize that all the things that Trump can say are just such an embarrassment to the current administration and what Biden is doing. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments below. The fact that YouTube actually took this down is insane. It's just one more indication of why we continue to use these alternate platforms, why I'm on Rumble, why I'm on Odyssey. Both those links will be in the description below. I highly recommend you follow there as well to keep up with stuff, especially on this channel, because, you know, they don't like us talking about the stuff we talk about here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.